Today we're going to be solving the graph of y equals negative tangent times 2 pi x minus pi over 4. First thing you need to know is that tangent x is equal to sine x over cosine x. Since cosine x is in the denominator, it cannot equal 0, because if it does, then the solution would be undefined. And you cannot have an undefined solution on your graph. Therefore, there's going to be two asymptotes, which are going to be located at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2, because that is where cosine is 0 on the graph. And 3 pi over 2 is also known as negative pi over 2. And the top region is going to be positive because the x and y values are both positive, and the bottom is going to be negative because there's going to be a positive and a negative for the x and y coordinate. And then to test that the pi over 2 is one of the asymptotes and then it comes out undefined, you do tangent of pi over 2 is equal to sine of pi over 2 over cosine of pi over 2, and you'd plug it into the sine over cosine because tangent is equal to that, and then you'll get 1 over 0, which is undefined. And next we are going to find our new period, and to do that we are going to set 2 pi x equal to pi, and pi is the period for this graph because that's how long it takes for it to complete one full cycle. And as you can see above, we took the 2 pi x from that equation, 2 pi x minus pi over 4. So first you're going to want to divide by 2 pi on each side in order to find the new period. And once you do that, you should get 1/2, which is now your new period. And now we are going to take the 2 pi minus pi over 4 and factor out the 2 pi. And you want to factor this out so you can find the phase shift. Now that we've factored that out, we can set it equal to the thriving 3 points, which are negative pi over 2, 0, and pi over 2. And negative pi over 2 and pi over 2 are going to be the vertical asymptotes, and 0 is going to be the x-intercept. Now first you need to divide by 2 pi. Because we want to get x alone by itself on the one side. So then it's going to be x minus 1/8 is equal to all the answers you get. And now you're going to add 1/8 to each of the answers, negative 1/4, 0, and 1/4. And now you'll have your 3 new points, which 2 will be your asymptotes, and the one in the middle will be your x-intercept. And now that we have our points, we can start graphing. So like I said, those outer points, the -1/8 and 3/8, are the vertical asymptotes, which are going to set the boundaries for your graph. And that 1/8 is the x-intercept, so it will be on the line. And the graph will always look like this, unless if it is inverted, which in this case it is. So you must flip it over the x-axis, because as you can see, there is a negative in front of the tangent. And once you have flipped it, you are done. Yay!